along since I've made another video. One of my goals this year is to make at least one technique video a month showing you how I make my cards. Today I'm going to show you how I made this card, which I am calling Stained Glass Hearts. I originally learned this technique from the February-March 2007 edition of the Technique Junkies newsletter. The person who originated this technique's name is Margot Kelly. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to start with a piece of acetate, 5 1/8 by 3 7/8. Then I am going to take my stamp and I am going to be using the Paper Tray ink stamp. The stamp is from Paper Tray ink and it's the heart print stamp and it's the polka dot one. And I'm going to stamp it in StazOn opaque white ink. And you're going to want to get really good coverage on it, so tap it quite a few times. And then you're going to go ahead and stamp onto the acetate in a random pattern, whatever you want to do. And I'll just do a couple more of these just to show you how it stamps. And to save time, the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I color in the hearts. I am going to go ahead and I am using the Glaze Gelly pens, and I just go ahead and I take my pen and I just fill in the heart, or I'm sorry, fill in the dots where sometimes you have to run it on some paper to get it started. I'm going to go ahead and fill in the dots where they're clear and just go in little circles and fill in all the dots. You could also use Sharpies or Copic sketch markers or markers, alcohol-based markers if you want, if you don't have these pens, but I like these pens because they give it a little bit more dimension. So you just keep filling in all your hearts, and I went ahead and I just alternated my colors. And you would want to go ahead and set it aside and let it dry. And once again, to save time, I've already got one that's already done. You guys can see that. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. And on the back, I'm going to take my, actually using the Colorbox Petal Point pads, and they are pigment inks, and I'm going to start with the violet. And what you want to do is you just want to go in small circles around where you stamped the hearts and just fill in all the clear space with the stamp pad. And I like these pads because you can actually, hold on to them and you have more control. But if you don't have these stamp pads, you can use actually like a sponge dauber or even just sponges, but make sure that you use pigment pads and not dyed ink pads, because you definitely need pigment ink for this technique. So just keep going around in small circles, filling in all the clear spaces. And I'm going to go ahead in a minute here and I'm going to add in another color just to give it a little bit of contrast. So we're just about done, or I should say I'm just about done filling in the space. And now I'm going to switch over to a pink, and I'm going to use another Petal Point pad, and this time it's just the pink one, and I'm going to put that in the middle and just cover in again all those spaces. And if you didn't get complete coverage with the white, that's okay. You can just fill in any open spaces with the pads or with the ink as well. And then I'm going to go back again with the purple, or it is the violet, I believe, and just kind of blend in where I brought in that second color. Just like that. Just so it's smooth. So, I'll be done with that in a second here. Alright, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take clear embossing powder and a piece of scratch paper. Try not to touch where you've put the ink. and just go ahead and pour it all over the whole piece, and then just move it around so that you get good coverage all over where you've put the wet ink. And then just tap it off like that. I think that's good. Let's move out of the way. Now I'm going to take my heat gun and I'm going to turn it on, let it heat up for a second. And then I just want to go and run it over the embossing powder until it goes clear. And just make sure that you go in small circles and don't get too close to the acetate because you don't want it to warp. And you'll just keep going until it all turns clear. We're almost there. Just run it over one more time. And there you have it. And there's where your kind of stained glass look comes in. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take a piece of Pixie Pink cardstock from Stampin' Up, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/8. And I went ahead and sprayed some spray adhesive on it. I'm just using the Krylon. And I went ahead and added an extra black mat to the bottom, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and then you just flip the piece over, the heart piece, and you just add it on to the Pixie and Pink piece and press it down just like that. And then the last thing you want to do is you want to add 4 brads in each corner, just so that you get it, just so you make sure that you have a good attachment, just in case the adhesive, you know, isn't all the way. So that's it. Back to the first card, or the original card that I did. I just wanted, and actually I'm also going to make a supply list and the dimensions, and I'm going to put that at the end of the video. So let me know if you have any questions. I'd love to see what you do with the technique if you try it too, so send me a link and I'll check it out. I'm also going to put this card up for sale in my Etsy shop if anyone wants to buy it. So that's it for now. Check back again next month for another tutorial, and thanks for stopping by.